person with a mental illness, how do you ask for help? And so it's a sort of thing where they have a fear of discrimination, a fear of judgment. So they have to go past that somehow, and they have to ask people, and the people maybe they also have a stigma. So how do you ask for help? That's the first question. And the second question is, when you don't have a mental illness, how do you share with other people, hey, if you have a mental illness and you want to talk to someone, I can be that person. Like, how do you share that with the person? So those are the two questions. How do you ask for help, and how do you let other people know that they can ask you for help?
Yeah, I'll tackle the second one first. How do you tell people that you are the person ready to listen? That is, people with mental health don't like to be judged. They don't want to be, like how you pointed out, they're self-aware. So sometimes they need a person, right? And most of the times it has to be somebody they trust deeply. Like how Vyaas pointed out, it's a building bridge kind of process. It's a civil engineer, building bridges take time. So very important. So when you want to tell people, hey, I'm here to listen, that only comes through example. So once in a while, when you ping a friend, it's different saying, hey, I'm here to listen versus the action that tells people that you're ready to listen. So actions, things like, reaching out to people, friends once in a blue moon, letting them know, hey, I'm here, it's not enough. You have to go through weeks after weeks, maybe keeping in touch with people, sending in cards at times. People feel like, hey, okay, this person actually cares about me. So if there's anything, I'm going to share it to this person first. I've had, loads of experience. Sometimes some friends, I've no clue how, but I keep in touch some of the times. And they reach out to me, Bosh, I have this thing I'm going to talk about. And suddenly it doesn't seem as awkward because you've built that relationship. They know you, you know them. So it's fine. So that's until the second part. If you want to let people know that you're ready to listen, it starts with you making connections with them, not the other way around, because people need to build trust. For the first part, how do you reach out for help? If you take a look at that, so then you would be reaching out to those who you trust. But the question is not who do you reach out to, but how do you reach out to? How do you reach out for help? You got to start small. You can't because you don't know what the other person is having in their state of mind. If you're going to talk to someone professional, then great. But we're assuming that we're talking to friends and family, right? So start something small. Start with something easy. Hey, have you gone through a whole ton of exams? If you're taking like 21 credits, have you done something similar? And then the person says, yes, find a baseline to talk about and then go in. So I'm facing this. And what would you recommend? Or what do you think about this? If you go in date first, hey, I'm having issues with, I don't like the way I look, the way my voice sounds, for example, then it's a hit and miss. If the person trusts you, if you know the person well, they have your best interests, then they will bring you up. But if the person does not know how to acknowledge, the person does not know how to lead, then you might end up in a worse state than how you were originally were. So start small and then slowly build up. Yeah, Vyaas, go for it, man.
I mean, that's an amazing example. So it's like the marketing strategy where you get your foot in the door, or you make that first contact. So and then you build up to bigger things. So and so that's a great story you mentioned. It's hit or miss if you just state point blank what you're going through. It's the first time. So so when I was in college, there was a time when I was in it was like a spring, it was like a service trip over Thanksgiving. And so there was a time when I was going through some stuff, and there was a person in that group. She had shared, as part of team bonding activities, the stuff that she's been through and what helped her. At that point, I wasn't ready to acknowledge what I was going through. So it was more of me blocking out those feelings, and that ended up making me go into a worse hole sort of idea. So about 2 years later, I sort of texted her saying, I've been going through some stuff, and what you said on that day was very helpful. And she was willing to talk to me and share some stuff, how it helped her. So like you said, things that you do in public can have an impact. I reached out to her 2 years later because it had an impact on me. So even this conversation we're having now, like what Bhoshaga, what you said about your mom, that could help someone, way into the future. So, and that's the great thing about internet. You never know what's gonna click with someone. So people might reach out to you after you saying shout, so that's the best thing. And that's how these connections form, and that's how you ask for help. And there's a lot of resources now. So, I didn't ask for help right away then. It took me a while. And so you got to reduce that time it takes for you to ask for help. And that happens slowly.
2 years.
Yeah.
Vyaas, you're muted,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's a long time, I agree. So it takes a while, Yeah. There's people who spend lifetimes. So I'm at least happy that sort of I'm able to talk about all this stuff now. So yeah.
I'm happy for you, dude. At least the fact that if that one friend, she said something, and after 2 years it's something that you can remember. And now I'm curious how she must be an amazing person then, the way she brought things out, the way she talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, she's working with kind of AIDS, stopping the AIDS sort of in a society where she works with people who are who face drug addiction and AIDS and other sort of issues. So she works like in the public sector right now in California. So she's an amazing person, and it's great that I was able to spend time with her and a bunch of other great people in that service break. So these sort of shared experiences help, where you can gauge who you can share stuff with. So yeah.
Good. I guess both said very good points. I would just say, as Bhoshaga said, the relationships are very important. You can only do it with the trusted fellows. So, building the relationship, having enough people in your circle is very good. And the second thing is letting them know that you are sort of like an ally with mental health. So you can sort of put a message, and we're in the technology era now, so you can put on your Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or a Snapchat story where you can say, hey, if there's anyone who wants help, you can say that. And then while not everybody would see it as, hey, just saying it just fun, but the people who are in your circle, the trusted fellows, they will say, hey, if I need help, I know I can count on him or her, depending on since I'm a guy, I said that. So that is the way that I think we can move forward with this. And both of you have said very good examples as well, so I don't have to go into that.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to see more videos on the topic, make sure to check out our playlist where we answer more questions. We'll see you next time.